Education is one of the pillars to mobility in our community.
What year did we gain our independence from Great Britain?
In 1492.
One of the pillars.
Yolsoa High School had a walkout today, and this little girl had said this.
I am so glad that years ago, Dr. Martin Luther King, the first black man, ended slavery.
It's one of the pillars.
Who did we gain our independence from?
What? George Washington.
Pillars.
What was the name of the war that won us our independence?
Good morning, world.
It's a damn shame. I'm Cedric.
And I'm Brian, and this is Cedric and Brian. Speaking of education, the people at the highest positions in our government sound like they're highly educated.
That is especially true when it comes to the climate crisis, which is why we will work together and continue to work together to address these issues, to tackle these challenges, and to work together as we continue to work operating from the new norms, rules, and agreements that we will convene to work together on to galvanize global action. With that, I thank you all. This is a matter of urgent priority for all of us, and I know we will work on this together.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
The only thing I got is that we're supposed to work together.
I think we need to work together. Happy 4th of July, everybody. I hope you watched our live stream. Just shows you that our education system keeps getting worse and worse, despite us having the National Education Association.
Yes.
So yes, today is on the National Education Association.
Oh my goodness. In Kamala's defense, I saw that she had some papers there in front of her and she was looking at that. I think she was prepared.
I don't think she was prepared. Are you prepared?
Like Brian says, are you prepared? Do you have enough food, water, and other essentials to get you through tough times? If not, check out My Patriot Supply. They're the nation's #1 preparedness company, and they've served millions of American families just like yours. Right now, you can save 25% off their popular 4-week emergency food kit, which will keep you well fed for 4 weeks worth of breakfast, lunch, dinner, drinks, and snacks, totaling over 2,000 calories a day. This food stays fresh for up to 25 years in proper storage, so it will be there when you need it. In fact, you may need it a lot sooner than that.
So don't wait. Go to www.preparewithcedricandbrian.com. That's www.preparewithcedricandbrian.com. Okay. I saw the way she kept looking down and looking up. I think she kept getting lost, and she kept saying the work together part, because she said that, 5 times?
Yeah, she is the master of word salad. I have never seen anyone say so many words and not say anything.
I know. And then she worked for somebody who says gibberish.
I was going to put him... True international effort to pressure. True international effort to pressure. True international effort to pressure.
That whole team, Joe Biden, Kamala, and the girl that took over Saki's place.
Oh my gosh,
I forget her name.
She's terrible. At least the redhead.
Saki.
I mean, she lied and she sounded convincing sometimes. The other one's just, it's like a deer in headlights.
Yes.
But you know what? They do cover that diversity quota.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Which is important. All right, so I found this actually, Cedric found this on the Daily Wire. And, Daily Wire Plus.
Yes.
Yes, they've expanded.
Yes.
Anyway, let's get to the story at hand. Teachers union to vote on mandatory masking, enemies list, and rejecting words mother and father.
We did a story about that a while ago. There was a school in New York that was doing with the word parents.
It's birthing people.
Birthing people now. Yeah. But there's only one gender that gives birth. Or am I now allowed to say that because we'll get canceled?
I don't think you can say that, because then you're splitting things into two genders, which there's 70-something now.
Well, they've done that too. There's this birthing parents, and then there's the chest feeders.
Yeah.
Are the chest feeders and the birthing parents, aren't they two different people?
They're bringing back mandatory masking, and a couple things. One, this is the National Education Association, so they don't want to leave it to the states. And we go back to the whole Roe versus Wade that was just overturned. They're not banning abortions, to hit that topic.
Right.
All they're doing is taking it away from a federal level and taking it back to the states. And what scratches my head, and we talk about this, and you see in California, it seems to be the lesbians and the trans people who are so up in arms about the abortion. If you're a lesbian, if you're a gay and lesbian, because now they combine everything to the LGBTQ T plus whatever.
Right.
If you're in that community, you have the least chance of getting pregnant, right? It's just,
Correct.
I would think. Maybe
Correct.
I don't know enough about the community. But why are they the most up in arms and in California when you can still get abortion on demand in California? So I don't know why they're so concerned.
Yeah. Well, going back to your original topic, the mandatory mask mandate, isn't there enough evidence out there? There's enough empirical evidence to show that if you want to wear a mask, that's fine. I've learned something. I thought I would never wear a mask, but I've noticed, like, if you have a slight cold or you have the flu and you want to put a mask on, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, you protect other people.
Yeah, but as far as telling why they have to wear it because we're afraid of the next version of COVID or monkeypox, I don't understand that.
Well, and that's why they tried to take the Asian culture and extrapolate that to COVID. The Asian cultures wore masks when they were sick.
Yes.
Healthy people did not wear the masks.
Correct.
They want healthy teachers and healthy kids to wear a mask.
So I don't say you can like mandate that everyone has to wear a mask.
Right.
And when the evidence is out there that not only does it not help you from a health standpoint, socially and emotionally, it's done a great detriment to our children. Like they don't know how to socialize anymore. And before this all happened in 2020, they had no social skills to begin with.
Yeah.
So now you're going to put a mask on them when they can't, like when the baby's born. I heard someone say that babies, if they stare at you, don't take offense to this, well, babies, they understand what beauty is. So when a baby stares at you, it's intrigued with beauty. So if you have that person, like the baby turns and screams, the child knows. But we know at an early age.
Yeah, and the studies, if you want to actually talk about the science, now that we've been through this for over 2 years, the study has shown that that kids through this pandemic, their social skills are so, I was going to say retarded. That's an actual medical term, but I know. So I'm just going to say something. Retarded just means slowed down, just so you know. I use that term. So that's slowed down. They're not communicating as fast as they were because they reach facial cues and they can't reach them. So now they want to do this in schools again. And again, from the beginning, from Italy, from all these countries, we knew that kids weren't affected the same way as the elderly.
Correct.
So for them to do this in the schools, it's just ridiculous. All right, so I'm just going to quote some things from this article. The NEA, or the National Education Association, is a social justice union that is a majority female and trans and gender non-conforming folks with an X.
You know what's scary about that? They don't hide it.
No, I know. That's one new business initiative an NBI person said. They publicly stand in defense of abortion and calling abortion limits an attack on students, families, and communities. So this is... I thought we're not supposed to have so much politics in our schools, but
Right.
the head of the NEA, their agenda right off the bat is political action.
Yeah.
And far left-leaning political action.
Right. And like so many of you out there, me and Brian are old heads. And there was that old saying back in the day, reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, hyphen, arithmetic. Yeah. We've gotten so far away from that in our schools. And for those of you who have made the choice to say, you know what, I'm taking my child out of the government indoctrination centers and I'm doing homeschool, kudos to you, because it seems like more and more people are going that way. But if the economy keeps going the way it is, and it's hard enough for mom and dad to be out there working to pull money in, how are they going to homeschool? So it's like you have to send them to the government indoctrination center where they're learning everything but reading, writing, and arithmetic. They're learning about social issues and gender and things that aren't going to help them. And if you look at cities across the land and schools, the test scores are going further and further down.
And not only are they not learning reading and writing and arithmetic, well, on the reading and writing...
Can you spell independence wrong?
INDEP. Wait. ENDANC. No, there's no A's. It's independence with an E at the end. Are you serious? Oh, you're the English teacher. I'm so embarrassed. All that education for nothing.
That's a damn shame,
That's
especially
the English teacher
following the 4th of July.
and the English teacher, and her friend had to help her out with that. But then, as far as not only reading, writing, arithmetic, but we do not know our own history. And the people on the left would say fine because they don't like our history. But you need to know your history. I mean, and we say this over and over again, if you don't know history, you're doomed to repeat it.
What was the name of the war that won us our independence?
The Civil War? World War II. One. I don't know.
What year did we gain our independence?
Oh, I don't know either. No.
How many stars were on the first U.S. flag?
Was it 10? 5? 1? No, I don't know that one.
So these are American kids and adults. I mean, because we know this, it's been deteriorating for 50 years. We went through this. He went to a private school, so he probably had a little better education. But the public schools have been going down since I was there.
Yeah, and the sad part is that history isn't there for you to like or hate. It's just there
to learn from it.
To learn from it and learn from it. Like, I'm going to change it because I don't like it. There's just something wrong with that.
Like that girl at the beginning who was praising Martin Luther King for freeing the slaves. The third says that NEA will publicize its commitments to young people's right to learn about and develop their own sexual orientation and gender identity.
That pisses me off. Yeah. Because once again, that is something that's left up to mom and dad. That is something that is there are certain things that should be taken care of in the home. I don't want teachers, no matter even if they agree with my policies and philosophies, I don't want them teaching about something that I should be infusing into my kids.
Yeah. Well, you'll love number 4 then. The fourth promotes language that is LGBTQIA+ inclusive, including using birthing parent and non-birthing parent instead of mother and father. I mean, that reminds me of this song right here.
Hello, mother. Hello, father.
Do you remember that song?
Yes. It's a classic. Classic.
You can't sing it now. It would be hello, birthing parent. Hello, non-birthing parent. So
this is so crazy.
Why are these conservative and right-wing bastards picking on NEA and its affiliates? I will tell you why. It is the price we pay for success. NEA and its affiliates have been singled out because they are the most effective unions in the United States.
The NEA contributed more than $143 million through its associated political action committees to federal candidates, and from 1990 through 2019, a whopping 97% of their support went to funding the Democrat Party.
97% of the money goes to Democrat-run politicians.
Wait a minute. That sounds like a group, and I can't think of... They were very prominent in 2020, and they burned down a lot of cities, and a lot of money was being donated to them.
Oh, it was...
What was it?
It was Asians for American Freedom.
That was it.
Was that it? Jews for Justice?
Jews for Justice. I think it was that group BLM.
Oh, God, I was getting them mixed up there.
It sounds exactly like them.
Except for the fact that if you're a conservative teacher, you're paying $1,000 in dues or whatever it is, and all that money is going to Democratic politicians.
Yes.
So you're helping promote people you disagree with.
Incredible.
So, yeah. And that's if you work for a public school and you're in a union.
But for those of you that we got a lot of pushback, and I'm sure some of you who are out there got a lot of pushback, keep going to your school board meetings and make sure you know what's going on in your classroom. And I wish there was a way, just like policemen have to wear body cams, I wish there was a way to put, and it could be silent, to put a camera in classrooms so parents can see what's going on. What do you think about that? Is that like too intrusive?
It is Big Brotherish, but they've shown their hand, and I think it's important. And it is public space. It's not like it's in your home. It's a public school. I would say only demand it in public schools where we fund it. Put the cameras in there. Why not? It's not a invasion of privacy because it's not a private institution.
Right. Yes. So. And I'm just saying this as a former teacher. If you can afford it, if you have the financial means and you have the time means, and you can keep one parent at home, if you can homeschool your children, I highly recommend it because it seems like our government schools aren't getting any better. They seem to be getting worse and worse every single year. And we've gone away from teaching the basics, and everything's about these social justice warrior issues.
Well, I think if we've lowered the standards, and we've done it in everything, we lower it in our firefighters, police work, now our military, we lower the standards to the lowest common denominator instead of making people rise up. So even with homeschooling, if we don't test kids to make sure they're learning, because who knows, they may get homeschooled by a non-binary fluid,
right?
And then they're still not going to learn anything. But we have to have a standard, at least a bar set, where they have to know basic. The people that come into this country legally to get citizenship have to take a test. They know more than any one of those kids that I just said there, and they learned it in a week. And these kids have, they learn it over years, and they still don't know. I mean, how do you not know 1776? How do you not know the first president of the United States? Yeah. I mean, it's not just have her take out some money.
When was the War of 1812 fought? I always forget that.
1812 was in.
We'll come back to it later. I think we'll come back to it later.
Well, at least that first kid, he knew when Columbus got here, because that's the date he gave. I think 1492.
Yes. He sailed the ocean blue.
Yeah.
So you used songs back then. You used songs and things like that, rhyming to learn things. We've gotten away from that.
You know why these kids don't have it? They don't have school rock anymore.
Oh, Schoolhouse Rock.
Conjunction, junction, what's your function?
Hooking up words and phrases and clauses. I'm just a bill, yes, I'm only a bill, and I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill.
Now you're a law. Sorry.
That's when national public television actually taught stuff and not just propaganda. Like NPR, if you listen to national public radio, it's just an extension of the Democratic Party.
Yep.
So, and we pay for that out of our tax dollars. Thank you. Thank you.
So
but anyway,
another reason we did this is that we got a comment on our last video. It's like we were very transgender heavy for a while.
It's just because you just shake your head. It reminds me though, we need to do a comment because we had a really good comment, and we need to get that comment.
The one that
when you showed me.
Oh Lord, jeez! You really like that one, huh?
Go ahead, Cedric.
Right. Okay, this is and I forgot which video this is. This is from
it doesn't even matter.
Okay, this is from Lynn Harris. Lynn, I haven't commented to you yet. I think this is the comment that Brian wants me to read because it gives us a definite pat on the back. Lynn says, "New to your channel, and I'm not going anywhere. You guys are two of the beep hottest guys with cool, laid-back, realist, no phony BS. Keep us single old ladies happy. Everyone needs candy."
No, she put eye candy.
Well, she put the eye afterwards.
Yeah,
okay, everyone needs eye candy. Shout out, and here's the respect. Shout out to your wives, not my wife, his wife, and who are the real first ladies. Nothing but love, respect, and hugs from Lake Worth, Florida. Lynn, thank you very much. Thank you for and you know, in all seriousness, people who can give compliments, they have an incredible self-image. You've noticed that, like people who can go and say, "Hey, you know what? You look nice today," or "Hey, I admire this about you." Normally, those people have an incredible self-image because people who are really just bummed and downtrodden, they just run people down.
Yeah. No.
So Lynn, thank you.
Thank you, Lynn.
We appreciate that.
I appreciate that.
I showed it to my girlfriend, and she's like, "Oh my goodness, she doesn't see you up close."
And I may do a little bit of editing, post-editing.
Right. Oh, jeez. All right.
Oh, but thank you for that. Keep more of those comments.
It's absolutely. Except for you, John Majunkin, it's kind of weird. Stop all that.
John tells us he loves us all the time.
Right. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. We're gonna ramp up here pretty soon and get some more videos out there, along with me and Brian. Make sure you're supporting.
Hold on. Somebody corrected me last time.
What that?
Oh no, go ahead. Actually, you did say it right. Somebody got on me. Sorry to interrupt you on
this.
No,
go ahead.
But I said me and my wife instead of my wife and I. And somebody did comment on that. I apologize for my faux pas in the English language. I admit I do use that phrase wrong, and I believe Cedric just used it right. And
we're
I
YouTube creators. We're
that.
not English professors. Just deal with it.
But I do know how to spell independence.
Right.
ENCE.
Along with Brian and I, please get out there and search the algorithms and support our other fellow brothers and sisters who are content creators in this very small spectrum that we have. They're all out there. Well, we watch a lot of them because when you build a team, you got to be unified with like-minded people. I'm not saying stay in your echo chamber. We watch CNN, we watch MSNBC as much as we can take it. I've watched The View once or twice. Oh, good Lord.
You don't need to watch The View. It's not a news station. It doesn't.
But just to hear what the other side's thinking.
If you want a lack of thinking, watch The View. But then again, they get their views from MSNBC, which is almost as bad as The View.
Absolutely. So we do appreciate every one of you. Thank you for those of you who follow us live on 4th of July. Make sure you like, subscribe, ring that bell, and please keep sharing our channel with everyone you know. Until next time, I'm Cedric.
And I'm Brian. We'll see you later.